Quite a few of you. Hello. Actually, not hello. Merhaba. Nasılsın? Much better, right? Please let me know on the pace of my talking. So if I need to talk slow, just raise your hand. If I'm talking too fast, make me a sign likewise, okay? Good. Welcome, guys. Nice to be here. So excited. My God, you gather up in 5-10 minutes, like more than I expected. Thank you. So thank you so much, Zeynep, for the introduction. It's really good to be here. Actually, I've been in Turkey 10, 11 years ago, so it's always great to come back. And as far as I understand, Turkish community, it's pretty well tailored on the marketing. So I really hope this presentation is not going to be too little for you. If that's the case, let me know. Give me a second to just change the presentations, and then we get started. Cool. So how to optimize content marketing and social media. Several strategies from the digital marketing world, and particularly with a touch of emotional intelligence. How many of you here have a startup? Okay. How many of you work as content creator? Okay. Digital marketing companies? Okay. How many of you are in growth hacking? Okay, one. Cool. Well, are you using SEMrush? Guys, do you know something about a company? Yes? Small little tiny hands? All right, so today we are going to find out a little bit more about that. We are going to tackle into a couple of elements. We are going to start with the company presentation, so you guys get to know who we are, what we do, and particularly why is our tool so attractive on the market. We are going to look at several strategies for small to medium-sized organizations. And when I'm saying that, I'm saying a startup, I'm saying a growing phase enterprise, and as well as an established one. We are going to look on how to build effective content strategies and basically how to win your customers online. We are going to close this presentation with several key takeaways. I will call them objectives. And then at the end of it, after a small break, because we are going to speak about content tools and social media tools, we get a chance to test our tool on your own website. How many of you have a computer with them today? Just a few of you. Okay. Well, we are going to test it probably in groups, if you guys agree, so you get to see how that works. Is that okay for you? Is my English piece fine? Cool. Thank you. All right, SEMrush, we are an award-winning toolkit for digital marketers. We won the prize in 2017 at US, UK, and European Search Awards. Quite renowned from this point of view. We have 4 offices in Prague, in Cyprus, in St. Petersburg, in Philadelphia, in US. We have about 500 employees, and we are growing. We constantly add new heads to our organization. We are 9 years on the market, so the experience speaks by itself. Whoever knows the tools knows that we constantly work towards adding new features towards our product. We cover 140 regional databases, and we have about 2 million users as we speak. Yeah? We are present in 150 countries, and we work with customers like Quora, like Disney, like eBay, like Booking.com, FedEx, Bene Paribas, just to name a few. Yeah? We are covering, marketing-wise, 2 areas, the strategical level and the functional level. It is very easy to go through the elements, but in a nutshell, everyone wants a return on their investment. Our tool drives that return of the investment. We optimize budget spending, ensure accurate forecasts through our data finding. Embrace the growing expectation of your customers. We get to see as well what competition is doing, so we can use their strategies. But those are the benefits. Let's actually dive into the presentation and take it one by one, slowly to get to understand at a better level who we are. So our tool is composed of search engine optimization toolkit. Whoever is working in SEO can find a keyword magic tool, on-page SEO checker, site and backlink audit that gives you the health condition of your own website, so you will be able definitely to make corrections when they are needed. SEO content template, we are going to tackle into that later on, and link building tool. We have a toolkit for content side, content audit, topic research tool, SEO content template again, it's present there because it is content-based. And because we have a new features, you guys get to learn a little bit about that today and probably test it. A marketing calendar, and that's particularly tailored for individuals that work in large organizations, even in their own organization, where they can get the entire marketing department within the marketing calendar. We will see that too. And a brand monitoring tool. We have a PPC toolkit, designated for advertising and ads builder, keyword magic, advertising research. So everything that you guys need to for PPC, right? Display advertising and PLA research. Yeah? Competitor analysis. Who is not interested to know what their competition is doing on the market, right? And why not just take some of their ideas and implement them in our own company? SEMrush helps you with that. Welcome. Position tracking, keywords gap, backlink gap, traffic analytics, and advertising research. Just to name a few. There may be names at this stage, but once we will go through the tool and you guys will have access, you could play with them. Social media toolkit, social media tracker, poster, again, marketing calendar, and brand monitoring. They are all connected. That's the reason for which they appear in both area of content and social media. Okay? Now, are you guys ready to start? Good. So life cycle of a small to medium-sized enterprise. As I said, fairly sure you guys already know that, but just to reiterate it and refresh it, so we will understand how we are positioned, right? When you are at the level of a startup, you just founded your organization, you are product-oriented, and you want your customers literally to accept you on your journey. That's where you are, that's what you are focusing on. While you are growing, you start experiencing various marketing techniques. And once you become established, you kind of know your personality, your brand personality, your marketing strategies. But when you're at the beginning of this journey, your marketing position as well as your strategies, they're not very controllable. You're testing it. As you are growing towards becoming an established organization, you become literally more established, more secure. Your marketing strategies become controllable, and you know what you're talking about. You kind of know your marketing pool and clients. Now, the concept itself for a small to medium-sized organization, regardless of the fact that you are at the beginning of the journey or at the end of it as being an established organization, is composed out of a customer and a product. And in a very simple words, what we look for. In terms of customer, we are going to consider the needs and the wants, right? And then in terms of the product, how to satisfy those needs and wants. Very simple, right? But the trick here, and the question mark here, is that you are a small to medium-sized organization, and the marketing department has a huge impact on all your income, on all your company. Hence, your marketing department should be the core of your organization. Okay? So what do you need for that? You need to focus on getting more clients, and the ones you are having, making them loyal, right? So, in order to do that, you need a marketing strategy. And a marketing strategy usually is composed out of two elements. How to define the target market, and a marketing mix. You guys are familiar with the 4 Ps, right? Yeah? Okay. What do we need to add on top of those two elements to be different than our neighbor who is doing the same? What is the element? And it may sound abstract, but you need innovation, constant innovation of your product, services, and the way your brand is being designed, and creativity. Those two elements will constantly position you in front of your competition. And you may look at me and say, oh, wow, that's a very abstract concept, that's lovely, but how I can actually implement it, what I can do with it. Let's have a look. 5 easy steps to build an effective marketing strategy in our digital world. We need to start with finding a niche, and you need to fill that in. And the reason for which I'm stressing this out is majority of companies that launch themselves on the market, they will go ahead and compete with large ones existing for a very long time, yet they do not have that competitive advantage, which they need to find. Don't just sell and entertain. Introduce the entertaining element within your job offer, into your product offer, service offer, even job offers when you're recruiting people for your organization. But in the way you present yourself, you need to bring an element of entertainment because consumers today are way different than they used to be back in a time. So if you're thinking to offer a product or a service, you really need to think clearly how you're going to keep them engaged. Strive to be unique, and that's why I'm stressing out the competitive advantage needs to be there. You need to identify what makes you different. Just like humans, companies are different. What defines you? What are you bringing as a plus to your customers? You need to define that uniqueness, and we are going to find out how. Create a business identity, right? That business identity, it is your business card, your face, your interaction, your personality is how your customers perceive you and talk about you when you're not in the room. And then connect with them emotionally. Do you guys know the story of Pinocchio and Geppetto? Yes? So who was Geppetto? Can you give me a hand here? Geppetto, the old man.
Pinocchio's father, actually.
Yes, Pinocchio's father, in a way or another. So he was a carpenter. He was using wood to create a living. Yeah, so he was earning money because he didn't have by creating Muppets like that from wood. And Pinocchio was his product. But somehow, in the story, Pinocchio started to do a lot of adventures, and he went crazy. And then eventually, at the end of the journey, what happens with Pinocchio? Do you remember? Who said? He becomes alive. But until he became alive, he did a lot of things. We all know his long nose for lying, and we know his bad things and how he escaped and made Geppetto miserable. But why he became a child? Can you guys remember? Dive into your childhood memories and remember why Pinocchio became a child. Should I give you a helping hand? Yes, you want to say?
Geppetto wishes from a fairy something.
Very close.
What's the punishment?
Punishment? Close to it. I actually like it. You're very close to it. You know what? Pinocchio needed a purpose. He needed to go through his adventure to become real. And yeah? Sufferance. Okay. So the same like your colleague. The thing is, in this story, Geppetto is your company and Pinocchio is your brand. So your brand needs a purpose to become alive. Pinocchio needed a purpose to help Geppetto get more money, get healthy because he was ill, and so on and so forth, if we don't all recall the story. But it's a very highly metaphorical term used in marketing today. If you want your brand to become alive, you need to give it a purpose. Yeah? Because, as I mentioned before, a brand is what people say about you when you are not in the room, and that's Jeff Bezos. And we all know where Amazon is today, okay? So let's see how we can build a brand identity. There are 6 steps which I propose you today. They are based on research studies that points out the brand vision and the cultures. It's the beginning of your funnel, it's the input. And the output is the reputation. And it's very important to define the parameters that you are putting into the funnel to be able to coordinate what goes out of the funnel. Yeah? Define the company purpose and values. This is the first thing you need to do. when you are working in an organization, when you are launching your own business, and if you haven't done that and you still launch your business, go back and define that. Why you are doing what you are doing. Apart from the fact that we all want to get money, right? And we want to sell products, why do you do it? Once you define that, you're already established. You're ready to go ahead. Positioning. Who is the brand for? What has to offer? There you start describing the values and the purpose you defined before into real products and services that serves the population, serves your customer, your target audience. Presentation. You may wonder what that has to do. Is just literally how I'm presenting myself. Not really. What are your customers' self-image? What do they believe about themselves when they visit your website? What are their values? And why they are triggered by your own company? If you answer this question, you will understand how your company is being presented within the market. Because they are attracted by something, not only about your product, by something that you do. You need to define that. Personality, obviously, is developed through interaction in between the brands and the client. That is why the interaction is vital for your business. Talk to your consumers on social media. Find out what they are interested in, why they are coming, why they are sharing your post or stalking you on social media, let's put it this way. Relationship. That's being built by the congruence in between you as a brand and your consumer's brand. And obviously, it's resulted into a reputation, which is a vital component. If you have a bad reputation, very difficult to switch it off. Requires a lot of work. The final outcome is obviously you're going to win more customers and their loyalty. In this story that I told you, because emotions are being developed when two people encounter, the same way it happens to your brand. And that is the reason the customer experience is the most important element, the interaction that you have with them. So here is, let's put it this way, 3 strategies that you can go ahead and use them as soon as possible in terms of improving, there is a screen there too, improving your content in your social media, winning more customers online, and building loyalty. First one, optimize your content. Second, build the word of mouth strategy. And third of all, reward and motivate. If you want to win more customers online, simple steps. Create a website that converts, attract traffic, organic or paid, and build a social media community. I assume you guys already know the tools, but just for your information, for the website, PrestaShop, Unbounce, Magento, easy tools that you can go ahead and use. Traffic, Google Analytics 360, which is the merger in between Google Analytics and Salesforce.com or SEMrush. And social media community, SEMrush, Sprout Social, or Audience, just to name a few. That can definitely help you out. Now, if you want to optimize your content, you have to provide that content for your targeted traffic, which is your audience, your potential customers. You have to build that community based on word of mouth, which is the reputation. You need to literally roll that reputation down and then reward and motivate. And we are going to take them one by one. And the reason there is an AIDA model, you guys know AIDA model? Yes? Is because it's applicable in absolutely everything. If I draw your attention and raise your interest, you will have a desire. And once that desire is being stimulated, you're going to act. Share my content, sign up for my email, buy my product. You need to be there. And you need to understand that at a different level than the technical one. So today I'm going to propose you 3 emotional attachment models that you can go ahead and use by answering 3 simple questions to each one of them. They are based on psychological studies applied in digital marketing from Seattle or from different big American universities. And the one that I'm proposing you today, it's called emotional brand attachment. It's based on product involvement, public self-consciousness, and self-esteem. Straightforward, for product involvement, are the brands involving me as a consumer when they are developing a new product or service, when they are thinking to update their software. If no, then, and they are doing it thinking based on the marketing researches that I'm going to be fine with it, then I'm failing at this point. So you need to involve your clients when you are developing a new feature. Let's take SEMrush, right? We are asking the public and we are always in beta because we are interested in the feedback we are receiving from our consumers. How else we could make the best product if we are not asking you who you are using it every day? Self-esteem. If I'm buying this product or service, will I look good in front of other people just like a piece of clothing? Whether you're a B2B or a B2C, that applies anywhere. So if I'm buying this t-shirt, is it looking cool when I'm wearing it in front of my friends? Will they like it? Is it really in the trends? Is it new? Is it up to date? The same applies to your product or services regardless of what that is. Yeah? Is the brand raising my self-esteem? Is it making me look good because I'm using that? And public self-consciousness is related to, do I have a favorable public image if I'm using your product? Because, communities out there, they have a word to say. Am I proud of that? So you guys need to think about those 3 questions when you are developing your marketing strategy. The second emotional attachment model I'm proposing you today is based on a study that pointed out, from a scale to 1 to 10, over 8,000 articles were being studied in New York Times, I think, and many others. And they actually identified there are 3 types of emotion that makes a consumer come back, whether to read your piece of content or consume your product or services. And that is affection, connection, and passion. And people that use these keywords and made use of these emotions when they developed their articles as well as their piece of content, they got loyalty and price premium. That means people were willing to pay more money for the same service just because they were emotionally attached. They wanted that. They felt proud to hang out around that brand or to wear that branded t-shirt. And if you are still thinking, what are the emotions? Well, you have here affectionate, love, peaceful, friendly, attached. So you can use it in updating and optimizing your website, your blogs, your piece of content that you already have with these particular keywords. And the third model belongs to Hallmark television channel. It's a very famous one, and they've been in the market for many years. And they are famous for their loyalty program based on emotional intelligence. And they developed it many years ago when we didn't even spoke about emotional marketing. And they said, okay, we have these elements. We have money, product, experience, equity, and energy. This is our marketing model that makes our customers loyal. And they said, okay, money and product, that's cool. Is it the price affordable for my product? Thumbs up if I answer yes to that question. Is the product answering the basic needs of me as a consumer? Thumbs up if that's the case. But what about the 3 others? What's with them? What's their purpose? Because at the end of the day, money and product is what we are looking for. Surprise, no. Consumers are slightly more trickier, right? Experience. Is it pleasant to interact with you as a company? When I'm having a problem with your product or service and I'm calling customer service and it takes me 10 hours on the line and 100 robots to get hold of someone to sort out my problem, is it pleasant? No. I wouldn't say that. So you need to ensure that the experience your consumers have in a relationship with you, your employees, with your social media, it is the most pleasant one, because at least one tiny little drop of unpleasantness will expand. Equity. Does the company share my values? And you guys see that values, it's all over the place. And you may think pragmatically, okay, what it is with these values. Values is what connect us as humans. Values is what connect us with a brand. And energy, very interesting. I was quite surprised to that. Are you respecting my time? I'm a busy person like anyone else. And if I want to buy your product, do I have a fast access to it? Do you have a website teller for mobile? Because I'm a busy person and I use mobile. If you don't have, then difficult for me to read your information. So I will need to go to a PC. So my energy, it's consumed just to go visit your website. Let me go to a competition which already has a website tailor for mobile. Is it easy for me to go around the corner, or just button click to purchase your product? If no, then I will go to the company. Is it secure? And so on and so forth. So are you respecting my time? We live in a dynamic world. We need to have that. So Hallmark knew that, applied it, millions of loyal customers, okay? So what you can do with an effective content. An effective piece of content attracts users, just like AIDA model, exhibit expertise, it's credible, accessible, and educational. Attracts user, it has to be relevant, it has to be for them, and it has to contain the emotional component. Exhibit expertise, well, you have to be an expert in your field for people to believe you and to follow you and to know what they are speaking about, right? If you're a knife producer, go ahead and do not limit yourself only at your knife section. Go and write on publication for a particular hunting knife, let's just say. You are an expert in knife producing, right? So exhibit that expertise. Do not limit yourself at your website or at social media. Look for ways where you could place your product and service. Credible. Make sure you use data and studies. It's always good to be emotional and to be cool, but you need data-driven strategies. Accessible, as I said, is it tailored only for desktop? You need tablet, you need a phone. And educational, it's with the purpose of training and informing your audience. If you are wondering how does that look, here you go. Infographic that attracts, so you can go ahead and build that. You have the how-to educational posts, they are everywhere. They are training the audience. And the blog, which is accessible on computer, tablet, and mobile. And it looks almost the same. We can go ahead and build this emotional content that it is easy to consume, like headlines, like tweets, and short videos. Content that engage. You have here blogs, webinars, videos, case studies, and articles. And content that influence decisions, white paper, ebooks, online forums, and social media engagement. If you notice the photo, it's belonging to Samsung Mobile USA. And they were talking about their cameras, but they were quite emotional in the way they put it. They just added a photo of someone enjoying themselves at a sunset. And the comments of the people, they were not related to the Samsung camera, the new features of the Samsung. They were related about how would it feel to be there. And that's what's exactly in the comments of that post. So it's all about emotional marketing. Tools you can use, go ahead and use Answer the Public. Very easy, you can insert keywords and then you will get hundreds of ideas of what you can write about next. Or you can use topic research tool of SEMrush. You can get it in the shape of a flower or in a card and then can tell you exactly what you need to write for your target audience. What you can get, new topics, yeah?
So could you please go back to last slide?
Yeah. Which one? This one? We are going to go through the tool later on. So after the presentation, we are going to get practical on the particular section of content and social media because that's what we are talking about today. And I'm going to show you topic research tool. It's a new tool of SEMrush, so you could get a chance to see it and see how it functions. Yeah. So you get to see both the lovely flower with ideas, and you get to see as well the cards and how they are expanded. Yeah, that's why I was asking if you have computed with you, because you can test it on your own company right away. Yeah. Is it okay now? Okay. So this is what you're gonna get. You answer literally your own users' questions. Then you get to see new topics and kind of popularity estimation. So you know how cool is this, yeah? How cool it's gonna get. But if you have content already, that's another feature. You get to analyze that piece of content, yeah? So let me know if you want me to keep it more, yeah? Okay. And then you get to know what sorts of answers you need to give to users based on the audit of your existing content and what exactly do you need to improve to optimize it, because that's, at the end of the day, your core interest. But you can go as well ahead and involve your own audience to create content for you without doing much, just like Starbucks is doing. Starbucks? Okay. But if you're not Starbucks, you're like, okay, well, how I'm going to make, people on social media to take photo with my product or actually hashtag my, service, and that's not really easy, okay? Well, not that much. It's not that difficult. First, you have to start with the hashtag. You guys know hashtag Digitalzone, hashtag SEMrush? You heard about the competition? You need to get your company hashtag. And you need to teach your audience how to use it, which means you have to use it regularly. That's how they will get you. That's how community will expand. And that's how it's all going to get viral. Held a photo contest, give away prizes, just like the Digitalzone strategy, for instance. And there are here a couple of examples. Of course, they are makeup examples, but you could see ladies having free products from different companies, testing them and spreading the word about a company. And it's free content. It's free word of mouth publicity. This is a website that accumulated all the photos that their consumer has done and published them. And then here is an Instagram lady speaking about another product that she has been using. So this is free. And this is free content that you don't need to stress yourself on how to create it and answer their question. But you need to use a hashtag. You need to send them some trials here and then. You need to involve your audience into your new features. Held a photo contest or held a contest with something, with some giveaways at the end of it. Second of one, the word of mouth strategy. In 2017, there were 3 benefits, the top 3 benefits of social media. Increased exposure, traffic, and loyal fans. What we spoke about today, loyalty. And that will attract the rest of them. Yeah? Whether you are a B2B or a B2C, you're going to look at Facebook, Instagram, or LinkedIn and Twitter. Either way, you are going to be there on social media. So how you're going to go ahead and expand this word of mouth strategy, what you need to do, you have to be transparent, engage emotionally, kind of understand your consumers, and handle constructively the complaints that they are having against your service, the experience they're having, and so on and so forth. Start by having Google reviews, Facebook reviews, your website reviews, which I'm already sure you are doing it. In case you are not, you have to. Do you guys know the #1 restaurant in London just based on reviews? You know it? How many of you know it? 1. Should I go back to this slide? So when I said reviews, I didn't say it because well, it's trendy or it's being used. It's because someone succeeded building a restaurant #1 in London on TripAdvisor and the restaurant doesn't exist. I'm not joking. It doesn't exist. And it's based on customer reviews. And if you guys watch the video, which I just put it here, go on YouTube, how to become TripAdvisor #1 fake restaurant, it's based on reviews of customers that didn't even exist. And people were phoning the company like a crazy, I want a spot, I want to go for Christmas, book me in. And the guy had a garden, and he made some fake photos. And his only job within 6 months, it was to post reviews. How cool is to eat in that restaurant? Oh my God, I cannot look forward for a new table. And he didn't have one. And it went viral because people disregard reviews. Today, if I'm dissatisfied with service, I will put a review. But if I'm happy, likewise, and people will look for it, it's like, okay, that sounds cool. I want to eat here. I want to go here. I want to use this taxi, or I want to do that. Reviews, and I will not stress it enough. Do not disregard it. It is possible, guys, and if you didn't have the chance, I invite you to watch it. You'll be very surprised. I was. Thanks God I never booked that restaurant. So the top choice of your consumers on social media when they need customer service, and pay attention to that, mostly when you are a startup or even in between a growing phase, is social media. And how many of the companies actually return that request? It's a waiting time of 10 hours when a customer, according to estimation, they can actually wait about 4 hours. So social media, it's a vital component of your marketing strategy. Remember customer service? We spoke about it? Okay. So what you need to do, you shouldn't limit yourself only at the consumer's action. Go beyond. What triggered that? Did you have a bad day or you were really upset about my service? Have a psychographic studies. Guys, do you know what psychographic studies are? No? Psychological studies of your consumers? Very simple. Even if you are not a very large organization, you can still send feedback forms or build forms where you could gather data about the way consumers feel about you, feel about your brand, about your engagement, why they are coming to you, and so on and so forth. They are psychographic studies. There are different ways to do it. So Google the term, Google the ways. You will find forms on how you could send it. to your consumers, finding out more about them in terms of feelings and thoughts. Because sometimes I can act like this because it's cool to buy that t-shirt. I will be in the gang of my friends, but actually I don't feel that's really a good quality one, and I think it's very expensive too. So I can buy it once because it's cool. I can buy it twice, but then I will stop buying it because it's just not for me. So you guys need to understand not what I'm doing once or twice. What am I feeling about it, and what am I thinking about it? Is it good for me? And if it is, I'm going to turn into your brand ambassador, and hallelujah, I'll be talking about you wearing your brand everywhere. That's where you want to get your consumers, regardless the level of your company. Yeah? Should I go back? Yeah? I go back. Okay, not that much maybe. Yeah? Cool. So do not comment this way, please. If you are on social media and you get a consumer who is not very happy, don't do that. Yeah, did everyone have the chance? Yeah, so that's a bad no-no. That's not how we serve our customers. Make sense? Just do it this way. Yeah? Slightly better. So if someone comments in a negative way to your post, to your services, again, as I said, regardless of your company size, make sure you face that bad reviews and you're not hiding under the carpet because someone said something bad about me. That's not a purpose. Thank your customer for sharing. Guess what? Other people will have the chance not only to see the negative comment, but to see how you are handling that comment, and that's where you are going to win more people. Because if you are proactive, respectful, you say, hey, I did a mistake, but I'm going to fix it. Here is the solution I'm going to bring to you. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you for opening up my eyes. I'm telling you, you are all going to say, okay, well, that's honesty, that's transparency. I want to see what's more with that company, right? And reinforce the positive message, why you are there, what's your purpose, what's your values. Tell them again, in case they forgot or they don't know, okay? And then obviously treat the situation as an opportunity to learn. As I said, we are not all holding the knowledge of the world. And you can apply it like that. I'm not sure if the resolution is very good, but exactly what, as I mentioned before, it can be applied, those steps. This is an example of a company that took the step, went ahead. Someone was complaining about something unprofessional. Yeah? Does it make sense? That's more likely. Yeah? Good. I can move on, right? Yeah? David? Okay. The last one, reward and motivate. And I will not stress enough the component of being close to your clients. And you can do that all the time. That's why there are Facebook groups. That's why you have social media. So you could reach out a big amount of people in the same time. Try to say happy birthday for, happy beloved celebration. When they're a big celebration, your consumers will like it. Give them free trials and product to test. Update them when there is a new feature of your product. That will make them feel part of your game, and they will feel that the product you're doing it for them. And again, just as I said, yeah, like Pinocchio, you will have a very alive brand. 3 objectives, three takeaways, and that's kind of about it for our first part of the presentation. Do not forget about 2018 strategies. We are moving towards more video, right? More visual. We don't have time. So make sure that you have videos, visual blogging, live videos, and podcasting within your content marketing strategy or in your organization. Facebook Live, YouTube channel, podcasting, and start a blog. If you don't have it, blog, it's a fantastic way to get more audience. Oh my God, is it summer here? Objective number 2, grow business partnership, increase posting frequency. Studies point out that people which don't have so much social media exposure have less than 6 hours spent per week. If you are in that pool, you need to do something about it. And then learn about Facebook Messenger and similar apps. That's basically the direction of digital marketing on utilizing new ways on connecting with consumers. And objective number 3, Network strategically, as in you are present today at offline events, and that's a great way to meet someone who has something to offer, to engage, to find out more about tools. Make sure you are making a habit out of that and get to learn more about your industry, about your products. And as well online, there are lots of conferences and webinars that you could attend. Just Google it, it's as simple as that, or get on special website like Meetup.com for offline events, or Eventbrite, where you could see as well webinars. And do not forget, a good relationship starts with a good communication. Yeah? Thank you so much, guys, for being so attentive. I hope you didn't fall asleep and it was engaging. No? Yeah?